Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome. Let's talk about the Z-44, and then we could take her into battle, and then I could show you guys a replay of the Z-44, and then from there, we'll go ahead and do some operations. So, ship provided for free by Wargaming for review purposes. I always forget to mention that, and this time I did not forget to mention that. It is a Tier 9 German premium destroyer. Now, most people look at this and say, oh, that's great. It's going to be a Z-46, but better because it's premium. Well, I've got some surprises for you. The Z-46 is a fun ship. I really enjoy the Z-46, but there are some key differences. The biggest difference between the two ships is the lack of hydroacoustic search on the Z-44. That is correct. You heard me right. The Z-44 does not have hydro in its kit. Now, there are a couple of differences, slight differences, for example, in terms of, I believe it's the torpedoes. I believe it's the torpedoes are a little bit faster reload. 85 seconds at 12 kilometers on the 44, and 81 seconds at 8 kilometers on the 46. So it's actually a little bit longer reload, but you've got a little bit better reach with the 44. I believe the other big difference is in its detection. 6.1 kilometer detect on the 44 versus 6.6 kilometer detect on the 46. The big difference, of course, that hydro means that you're not really as able to get into the cap and bully it quite like you might want to with the Z-46. So armor-wise, 19 on the sides and all that kind of stuff. And oh look, it's the same. So between the two of them, you're not going to see too much of a difference in playstyle other than the inability to lock down that capture point with that hydroacoustic search. Okay? Oh boy, I get 50 doubloons. Yay! Don't forget to do your advent calendar and your armory clicky stuff. So let's talk about my captain. Because I don't have hydroacoustic search, vigilance could be useful to help find those torpedoes earlier. One of the things that I sometimes like to do with hydroacoustic search equipped destroyers is to put Reinhard von Jutland on, because he's got the boosted vigilance, which really works very nicely with that hydroacoustic search. Does my captain have torpedo acceleration on the 46? You're right, he does. Why would he have torpedo acceleration? That is weird. Huh. Okay, anyways, so forget what I said about the 8 kilometer torps, because that's definitely wrong. They are 10 kilometer torps. Thank you, Edge, for the catch. As you guys know, it's difficult when you play ships all the time, and then don't come back to it after a while. It's really hard to keep track of all of the abilities. Now, it's got the default camo, which gives you 100% XP in the battle. She actually doesn't look too bad in the German camo. But I'm going to go ahead and equip the space one on here for 100% commander XP as well. What? Why do I not have concealment on my Z-46 captain? Okay. Guys, have you ever taken a moment, gotten into the game, and looked at something and said, what was I drinking when I spec'd this captain? I just had one of those moments. I have no idea why this captain is set this way. This is a terrible setup for the Z-46. But I'm not going to respec him. Whatever. Anyways, so, okay, so concealment's the same. Torpedoes are close, it just doesn't have the hydro. Main battery officer...
Main_battery_officer is now following.
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So that being said, let's just get into a battle with her and be done with this. I'm trying to highlight the differences between the two of them, and as you guys are pointing out in chat, there's fewer and fewer differences, other than that glaring missing hydroacoustic search. Let's go. Tashkent is exactly right. Z-44's torps reach longer. Yay. So let's take her into the battle, and then let's go ahead and pull up a replay, and then we'll get into our operations. The operation of the week is Narai, so we can do some tier 7 ops, which will be fun. The guns are basically the same, if I recall correctly. We could take a look after the battle at the tooltips. Deadweight, yeah, it's up on my Twitter. Give me a sec, I can post it up again. Have we gotten the Brazilian camo? No, we have not. Torps reload a bit quicker and more range, and you have one more, but the Torps deal less damage and have less flooding damage. Guns are worse than tier 7 Moss guns. They've done nice work on it? Good. $107k HE DPM on the Z-44. Main battery officer, somebody was just asking you about that, if Steve is a Maine Coon. I don't think he's a Maine Coon, I think he's just a tabby. Could be wrong though. Oh look, a Fiji. Big main for a tabby? Hey, Dutch. Alright, so we're doing the typical thing that you would expect to do in a destroyer. We're working on grabbing the cap point. And I love the fact that I've got an Aegir coming in with me. He's got that extra range on the Hydro. See, normally if I was in a 44, or 46, I would have detected that. And about here, I'd be detecting the Fiji with Hydro. But I don't have that, so I'm gonna have to play around that. It definitely helps when you have enemies that sit in their smoke. Oh, hello. Did not expect to see a Vok over here. That's going to make this a little bit more challenging, because now I'm going to have to deal with this guy. Of course, I use my engine boost and, you know,
1951 is now following.
The engines die, because that's just how it works. What is the egg you're shooting at? Come on, dude, you got a broadside Fiji right here. Oh, alright. Got the Fiji to run away, so I'm going to go ahead and smoke now, because I think I'm going to be safe from that. Yep. Sure, go ahead and crash into me. Why isn't he using Hydro? Okay, never mind. Cranky, thank you very much for the follow. Make sure you hit exclamation point ticket. We got some drawings we're doing in a little bit. Am I not burning yet? He'd be on triple fire? Yeah. What is that? Oh my god. Okay. Well, let's see if we can finish the work at least. Come on. There we go. That was some really weird play by that Aegir. I have no idea why he didn't bother to even use Hydro once. I don't think he used Hydro, at least. Let's see. Mike. Scroll up the chat. Nope, Mike never bothered to use Hydro. Okay. Your wife has a cat that looks very similar. Definitely not a Maine Coon, but we think part Norwegian forest cat. Oh, okay. Well, I asked him in chat to use it, but yeah, he might have forgotten. That's okay. It happens. But you can see there, the guns did feel a little bit on the anemic side of things as I was trying to gun down that broadside Fiji and unable to citadel him.
Hackertip is now following.
Part cannon. Hey, Kaleth. Yeah, you want to be fed and sleep all day? Me too, dude. Me too. Hackertip, thank you very much for the follow. Make sure you hit exclamation point ticket. The other thing is, like, not only do I want to be fed and sleep all day, but I also want to play warships all day. You know, like, that's a good day when you can do that. What is this Bismarck doing? Now's the part where you do what you know you typically do in a destroyer once you've broken through on a flank, is you get in the backfield and start torping from behind. So I'm going to try to get there. I got to deal with the Jean Bart and the Scharnhorst moving up here as well. Torpedoes are going to miss, unfortunately. Sleeping a lot is good. Good as an N, yes. Now this is something that a lot of people don't do that much with their destroyers. I'm laying a smoke screen. Torp the Biz Z-44. Oh, man. I totally didn't think about that. I'm gonna put a smoke here, and the smoke is actually not gonna designed to hold me. The smoke is designed to get these battleships to think that I'm there. So he's probably going to charge the smoke because he's relatively healthy. He knows that I am probably not so healthy. Game starts getting good after midnight. Okay. Nice. Of course, he went ahead and moved again. Alright, well, the Bismarck is just gonna go into the channel then and get himself killed. That's fine. Now you gotta think about what's the Jean Bart probably gonna do. It looks like he is going to curl in a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and predict that turn. For some odd reason, the Amagi did not prepare for the Bismarck. Oh, great, a Kitakaze. Definitely not what I want to run into in this ship in this current health condition. Very much feels like one of those games where your team's, you know, gonna try to not so much win. Oh, Jean Bart ate a torpedo sandwich. Nom 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 nom. Wow. Scharnhorst killed the Iowa. Dude, all that had to happen was All that had happened was the Iowa just needed a ram, but the Scharnhorst kills 2 ships now over there before going down. Great work by that Scharnhorst. Gonna anticipate that the Kita's gonna continue to go north around. Nah, he's not. He's gonna keep going with the island. Is the Russian coal destroyer worth it? The Neustrashimi? I love the Neustrashimi, but a lot of people don't. I find that she's pretty fun. The super heal gives her a lot more utility than most people realize. So that comes in handy. Hey, Spectre Skull, thank you for the follow.
Spectre_Skull is now following.
What's up, Aegis? How you doing? You open 80 standard container, still no PU. What's PU? All you got is a Makarov? Well, Bradley, it depends on which container you open too. I haven't looked at the what containers drop what ships, but generally speaking, if you're looking for ships, then you want to start with the cheaper containers first, and then get those cheaper ships out of the way, and then once that's done, you can start working up the more expensive ones, if you're looking for ships. PU is Puerto Rico. Oh, okay. Oh. Well, I think a lot of people need just to understand how it works, and you have to come at it with a strategy. Unfortunately, you see a lot of people that post, you know, oh, I bought like 5 mega containers, and
is now following.
And look, I got a Belfast and something else, and blah blah blah. And it's unfortunate because that's obviously not the way that it really works in real life. So I'm really hoping this Kitakaze can like stop and smoke, because if he stops and smokes to farm, I can at least come up and try to nail him, like what I did with the Fiji. Oh, Puerto Rico's not available. Got it. Mickey Vanilla, dude, thanks for the follow. Good to see you, man. How have you been, Mickey? Good to see you again. Right now, we're just doing our review of the Z-44, and I mean, you could see how I had to play it. It's not one of those destroyers that you could just kind of go off on your own and you know, do stuff. You need somebody with you. Like the Aegir was with me. Unfortunately, he didn't kill that Fiji right away. He was focused on that destroyer, but the two of us, we were able to kind of work in tandem and take the mid, which was a decisive play. The rudder was, yeah. Oh, the Dookie Yuck. Oh, man. So let's take a quick look at the artillery here. Now, keep in mind, I've got basic firing training. Actually, you know what I can do? Let's just send these captains to reserve, and then we can do an apples-to-apples comparison. There we go. All right.
Savage 61 is now following.
Vic Savage, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So you look at the main battery here. These are, of course, dual guns, 3.5 second reload, and 32mm pen. And you can see 3,000, 1,500, and 3,000. You compare that to the Z-44, which is 0.2 seconds longer reload. HE and AP shell damage is the same, but because of that reload and the fact that you've got 5 single turrets instead of 3 doubles, there's actually 1 less gun than the 46. It means that you're not going to be as good as a like a destroyer, like one-on-one kind of a deal. 11.1 kilometer range, and the 46 has 10 kilometer range. So there's a slight difference there. In ranges, well, okay, it's 11 kilometer if I were to upgrade that, but I don't, because I don't. I actually like having the shorter range. So there you have it. This is Z-44. I'm gonna exit now and pull up the Z-44 replay. We'll take a look at that, and then we'll get into our operations. Here we go. I think this is a replay from Tedster. I think, which reminds me, I need to get into voice and hang out in there. Ta-da! There we go. Oh, Grunty, this is your game. I apologize. I'm sure you're still here, right, Grunty? Now, if anybody can tell us anything about the 46, it's Grunty. He loves all things German, and he's a bit of a destroyer main. So, hopefully he can hop into voice. We can chat through the ship a little bit. Ping him on Discord so he knows we're going over his replay. Ah, there he is. Cool. Ah, I should do my giveaway now. Here we go. Closing giveaway in 5 seconds to allow the chat to catch up. This is for subscriber camouflage code. Really good code if you are looking to grind up a ship line. Here we go.
Is my microphone working? I had troubles with it in Discord recently.
It's working fine. I just need to turn you down a little bit, actually.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Z-44.
Yeah, Z-44.
I guess it's nice, but if you own a Benham already, you don't need this ship, because the Benham is literally better in every single way except for torp range.
Uh-huh.
And even if you have the C46, the tech tree version, you have to really think hard about it, because yeah, you get more torpedoes and a little bit quicker reload, but the guns are so much worse. You have no hydro, you have no AA, so... Well, I guess it's a nice torp boat, but it's very, very dependent on the matchmaking, and you could just play a torpedo booster Yugumo or something and don't need to spend coal for this.
Right, right. And this is one of those rare occasions where I would almost rather play the tech tree version than the premium ship. I mean, it's okay, but if I have to choose between the two of them, I feel like the 44 gives me so many more options.
You mean the 46?
Yes, 46. Oh,
yeah,
darn
totally.
you, Germany, and naming your destroyers with numbers.
Sorry. No, I don't know. Like, I mean, if you have like the coal lying around or want to use your coal cocoon that expires soon, fair. But don't spend doubloons or even money on it. Like, it's not worth it.
Alright, main battery officer, if you are here, you've won a subscriber camouflage code courtesy of Wargaming. Please say something. Oh, you are here. Good. Let's get you your code.
But I guess if you don't have a Benham, you really like spamming out like torpedoes every 65 seconds, then by all means go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But
I'm
don't
sure you were...
expect-
Go ahead, what?
Sorry. No. Yeah, but don't expect to do anything with your guns. Like, these guns are literally worse than the guns on the Mars, on the tier 7. Like, they reload slower.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why I spotted this Lightning here. I think he has no concealment.
Well, that's good. For you, at least. Yeah, I would agree with you. I think it's just it's one of those ships that you're just kind of gonna sail around and luck chuck everywhere, right? Like.
And if you already have the Benham, like, the Benham just does it better. Like, you have more torpedoes on a similar reload, and the individual torps are better. Because what people always forget about torpedoes, like the flooding chance, is kind of tied to your torpedo damage. So in general, you can say the lower your alpha on the torpedo is, the lower is the flooding chance. And these torpedoes are lower in damage than the regular German torpedoes in the tech tree. So flooding is even lower too.
So in other words, you're just simply not as scary.
No, not really. Like, they are better in damage than the European torpedoes are, but they're not great.
Gotcha. Hey, Daves, thank you very much for the follow.
Davs123450000 is now following.
Mr. J007K4, Benham is not a tech tree ship. It is a premium ship that was only available for a very limited time, and it's gone now. And why is my camera over here?
The Yugumo is a tech tree, and so is the C-46.
Yep.
And the Yugumo is the better torp boat, and the C-46 is way more flexible.
Well, that hydro just gives you the ability to lock down that cap. Like right here, you could be charging the Lightning with hydro active and spot him in his smoke, but you can't do that now because the Lightning could have hydro active and actually spot you while you're coming in.
Correct, and I can't even sit in my smoke and try to farm at least a little bit with my guns because I could get torped in my smoke easily.
Oh, Benham is in the Santa crates. Okay. Well, there's one way to get it. That's the only way, I guess. Yes, Kid is in
It's possible to get in a super container too, but I'm not 100% about that.
And yes, Kid is in the palm trees is for the Atlanta. It's a special camo.
But it's unlikely you get a Benham if you don't have it already, like no matter how it is.
I am amazed at just how many enemies are coming right to you. It's like what you want.
I think that really helped this game here. Like,
good. Smolensk is gonna take one. Probably.
I'm so afraid that we lose this game because it looks like my team is getting stuck here over at the sea cap again on this map.
Yep. Fanto, it was there was a special game mode. You had to collect filth or oil or something in the game mode, and I believe it was after getting enough of that, you got containers that had tokens that you could then spend on the Venom or something along those lines. It was a very, very grindy thing that a lot of players simply said, nope, not going to do it because I'm not going to spend the time to get it done. And so they didn't get a Venom.
It was during the Rogue Wave event.
Yes.
Which was a fun event, but like the mode could have gone boring very... Actually, I think wasn't the Benham tied to directives that were labeled during the same time?
It was something where you had to do something to get something, to spend something, to then get the ship.
It was a long grind.
Yes. Yes. And it was like you had to play the game every single day and do this every single day in order to get there. And there were people that just said, I don't have the time for it.
Inferno Ken is now following.
Inferno Ken, thank you for the follow. By the way, very ballsy decision to go up that close to the Missouri, because of course he's got radar.
I mean, I was thinking like we're gonna lose this side, and if I don't try to get out quickly enough, I'm probably gonna get stuck there. So I took my chances with the Missouri, hoping that these battleships in the middle were focused on my other battleships. So I figured I would survive a salvo from the Missouri.
Chat, thank you very much for weighing in on this, because it's been a while since obviously that happened. You could afford to miss 2 days of the grind on the Benham and be okay. And I think that's the part that everybody was so pissed about. It was only 2 days out of whatever, 30 days or whatever, so. Claptrap says it was worth it all. I agree with you. Benham's a ridiculous ship.
you like spamming torpedoes, then yeah. I'm more a fan of the harder hitting torps, so I still prefer the Yuguma over it. I want to feel rewarded when I hit with a torpedo. Like, just hitting one torpedo and dealing 20,000 damage, or Death Strike an opposing destroyer that just happens to be there, feels so satisfying. And you just can't do this with a Benham or a German destroyer because torpedoes just don't have the punch. I understand the appeal of spamming torpedoes, so... And if you like that, the Benham is great. And even this ship is not bad. It's, to me, like, I have the Benham and it just feels like, why would I play this ship when I have a Benham in my port?
Yeah, because a Benham, so you guys understand, a Benham is basically a Benson at tier 9, but it's got 2 racks of torpedoes on each side of the ship that reach out to, I think it's 10.5 kilometer. So
Yes.
you fire them all off on one side, and then they just flip to the other side and fire them all off. And the thing is that the torpedoes reload relatively quickly to the point where if you're being chased, in about 30-45 seconds-ish, you can turn and fire the original torp salvo again. So it's like, the perfect thing for a Benham is kind of what's happening right now for you. You're being chased by the Missouri, and you just keep spinning and firing torps off, and at some point something's going to hit, you hope. It also has American smoke.
This Missouri is not having fun right now.
No. Now, here I might actually recommend flipping south so that you and the gearing are catching him in a cross torp instead of, well, he's making it easy for you.
He's done.
Yes. Ben Nimitz, too early for dirty water. Yes, I do like to come out of my stream partially sober. So I'm not going to start the dirty water just yet. Stay tuned. Very brave of you using those guns like that.
I mean, I figured out there is nothing else here, so once he's dead, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out there is still something here, which was great to know, and I let the gearing know that in chat right now, but the gearing is like, nah, I want to get B-cap.
Mm-hmm. Well, your torpedoes, he said, I'm spitted.
I'm not good at typing quickly and typing correctly.
That's okay. That's okay. It happens. Oh, Emperor of Empire. I think that's you, Emperor JMD, right? Isn't that you on the enemy team, Emperor? In the Holland? But anyway, so you could be luck-chucking torps in that general direction. But you're gonna hold... There you go. Alex Rowe, yes. Now, fortunately for you, the Smolensk decided to go back to the channel to farm. Because doing that means, aside from this couple of salvos he threw at you, you can 1v1 this lightning.
Yep.
So, big thanks to that Smolensk for just sailing away. Tighten that sphincter, boys. Here we go. One rack of torps. Where's the other? The Z-44 does have nice thumpy sounding guns. That's true. But if I'm gonna buy a ship for the guns, it's gonna be the Shikishima, because LOL, Shikishima. Slap the Russian bully and it will run. That is true. Never thought of it that way, as the Russian bully. I like that description. Oh, what do you know? You got the kill. Ooh. Ooh.
Trying to go for a cheeky double strike here, but unfortunately, it's not happening.
Your guns are like, pleh, pleh, pleh. Alright, well, thanks for sending in that replay. It was great to be able to show a second game of the Z-44. Guys in chat, does anybody have any questions at all about the characteristics of the Z-44? This is your last opportunity to ask before we move on to the next portion of our stream, which is operations.
It was actually my first game in the ship too.
I find that first games are either like just absolutely fantastic or just complete, you know, why did I even hit battle moments, you know?
My second game, and it was actually a 9 versus 9.
Ooh.
Caused by a failed division of tier 8s and 7s getting into a tier 10 game.
Okay, well, one way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, have fun in operations. I'll tune in later. I think I have to do.
No worries. Thank you again for saying that and hopping in voice chat. It was really nice being able to talk through the ship with people. Or with you and for everyone. JSB, is it really worth it compared to the Z-46? Personally, I don't think so. I wouldn't spend money on it. But, you know, it depends. If you're a collector, obviously you're going to grab it. If you don't have a Venom, like Grunty was saying, you can pick it up. But when it comes to gun power, I'd rather have the Z-46. When it comes to capping a control point, I'd rather have the 46. If we're talking torpedo power, I mean, unless I absolutely have to play a German ship, even then, I probably would still rather have the 46, because I've got the guns to back me up. So, I wouldn't, let's put it this way, dude. I would not spend real money to buy the ship. I would probably consider picking it up in the armory for coal. If I had a whole lot of coal sitting around, I didn't think there were any other coal ships that were coming. That sort of thing. Would I spend my doubloons for that? Probably not. Is it in here for coal? I can't tell because I already have it. We're all on the same page. Perfect, JSB. Good to hear. All right.